Jimbo! What can I do you for?
What happened to Von Hess?
We're questioning him right now. I imagine he'll be sent back to Germany shortly.
Did he spill anything?
Said he had every right to be at that party. Won't say what he wanted in that back room, though.
What happened to Mr. Penske? What did the Bureau do with him?
Why, whatever you talking about, sport?
Why was Mr. Penske moved from his room at Sunnyvale?
Look, now, I don't have any idea what it is you're all worked up about. Last I heard, he was shipped off to a sanitarium after his crack-up. Now, if he had been moved, I'm sure it was due to his doctor's recommendations.
Did you find anything on Von Hess?
No, nothing important. Just some papers, money, that sort of thing.
No medallion?
Well, yes, now that you mention it, he did have some sort of cross on him. Why? What's so important about it?
I think that medallion plays a part in my investigation. I'm not sure what just yet, but I'd like to get my hands on it.
Oh, no, that's not too likely. Now, he may have had his hand caught in the cookie jar, but he's still an important diplomat. Now, we just can't pass around his personal belongings now, can we, sport?
He stole that medallion.
Do you have any proof of that?
No.
Then I'm afraid there's nothing I can do.
I'd like to see the evidence in the torso case.
Jimbo, that's hardly your jurisdiction.
True, but I believe there's a connection between my case and your killer.
That doesn't seem very likely. How do you figure?
Well, there's the Louis Fisher murder.
Louis Fisher worked at many different places and made quite a few enemies. It doesn't surprise me that the torso killer was one of them.
Detective Merlo tells me you've still got some of the evidence in the torso case.
Our boys are going over the evidence very thoroughly. We've had a late start on this case. Marilo's been working on it far longer than us, and he's gotten nowhere. Now that we've been called in, we intend to do the job right. If there's one thing in this world I can't abide, it's incompetence.
Oh, so it's not because Detective Merlo has a leg up on you like he says.
I'm gonna be the man to catch this killer. But I suppose I should look into it and make sure my men return the evidence once they're done with it.
Has Winslow returned the evidence yet?
Yeah. The newspaper we found with him is in the file. That's what you wanted, wasn't it? Think you can find something in that?
Too soon to tell, Detective. I wonder if this Santini's home bears checking into. Thanks, Detective.
Anything for you, kid.
This is his room. The police already searched it many times. I don't know why you need to see it again.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm just new to the case. Just thought I'd have a look around, see if I could see anything that maybe some of the other detectives might have missed.
You leave things the way you found them. You won't disturb anything.
You won't even know I've been here, ma'am. I'll leave this place exactly as I found it. I was raised to pay respect for the departed. Do you know of anybody that would have wanted to harm your boy, ma'am?
Everyone loved my Angelo. He was a sweet angel.
Do you recall him getting into any fights? Someone with a grudge against your son?
My Angelo was not killed because of a grudge. He was killed by a monster. My boy never hurt nobody. He was a good boy.
I'm sure he was, ma'am. I'm sure he was.
I'm going to leave you alone now. I would just be in your way here.
Thank you, ma'am. So, Angelo and Louis knew each other. And why doesn't it surprise me to see two torso victims hanging out in the clubroom of the Brotherhood of Thule?
Hello, Jim.
Hello, Cassie. Could you put me in a trance?
Of course. Let's begin. Now relax. Concentrate on the locket. Block everything else out. Concentrate, concentrate, concentrate.
Thanks for your help.
You're quite welcome, Jim. I'm glad to help.
I was in this giant hall, and at the base of a throne, there was a pool, and around the edge of the pool were these little stones. And then when I placed one of those stones in the pool, I saw things.
The stones are iconic. They are a representation or a symbol of a person. These icons allow you to see who they represent through your dreams. It's a simple matter to create these icons. All you need is a personal item or some kind of totem to represent who you want to see.
I saw myself in there. I was at this very table in a trance. You were by my side.
Yes. Your attacker must have obtained a totem of yours. Any personal item of importance would have worked. A lock of your hair, something you cared about deeply, like a family heirloom.
My St. Christopher's medal. It's been missing.
Yes, that certainly would have worked. Of course, you could turn the tables on him and see him in your dream if you had one of his totems. It would have to be something personal, something that was part of him, something that he uses regularly.
If I knew who he was, I wouldn't need to see him in my dreams. I'd go straight after the son of a bitch. Excuse me, ma'am.
It's quite all right, Jim. I've heard far worse. It's true, finding an appropriate totem won't be easy. It may aid you yet.
All right. If I can find anything like that, I'll be sure to bring it to you.
When you're finished, you come into the kitchen. I make you a good meal.
There's no need for that, ma'am.
Look at you, you're all skin and bones. You come in the kitchen before you go and you eat.
All right. A home-cooked meal does sound good right about now.
Mrs. Santini, I am indeed interested in the items that you described to me at our last meeting. I have made arrangements to supply you with payment in the amount that you requested. Meet me on Thursday at the usual time and place where the exchange can occur. I promise you that I will not be late this time and that your security will not be compromised. Walter Pensky.
So that's how Mr. Pensky got those runes. I guess Angelo did cross the wrong guy after all. Mrs. Santini? Mrs. Santini!
What is it?
I'm sorry to have disturbed the room, ma'am, but I found something. I know this can't compensate for the loss of your son, but I know that Angelo would have wanted you to have this.
Bless you, Mr. Pearson. You're a good boy.
Thank you, ma'am.